In the landscape of figure photography, one group strived for tangible and dynamic displays.
No time to explain, get in the rows!
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
We are live, Bug. Oh, we are live. Yes, sir.
We're officially back at it.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. It's the bigger love of the family.
The Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast is filmed in front of a live virtual audience and is funded in part by viewers just like you. Thank you.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Back at it. That sounds a little echoey. Boog Nice coming at you with the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast, episode 1 after San Diego Comic Con. I don't know what episode this is. 371?
Maybe
No.
you got it this time.
Maybe I got it. All right. I'm your host, Boog Nice. Got my boy Rick Dom with me. Pancheezy will be joining us soon, and I think we're gonna have a guest briefly as well. But here we are, first of the month, August 1st, 2025. It is 8:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, Rick Dom is here with me. How you doing this evening, sir?
Hey, what up? I'm alright.
You okay?
Yeah, sad times after the con, no
Yeah.
more friends to hang out with, no more lines to stand in.
Yeah, man. How was your Comic Con experience though?
Dude, it was much better than last year. Last year, I keep fucking saying it all the time, but dude, last year was unbearable. It was like 100 plus degrees every day. Like walking that back pier was like something I hated doing. Like whenever we would hang out and Fabio was like, "Hey, let's go drop stuff off at the car," I'd be like, "Dude, just let me fucking carry this shit instead." Like I don't want to walk that pier. So it was good. It was good. Getting getting all the exclusives was really easy this year. Like unless you wanted that Doc Nocturnal, I think you had a pretty fair time. Or I guess anything from that Mezco booth. As long as you didn't want anything from there, you think you were pretty good. So I have no complaints. Yeah, I thought it was a good year. What'd you think, Boog? But bullshit aside, what the con was great for you or what?
Yeah, my experience was overwhelmingly positive. It
Yeah.
was just I've said this in videos already, and I'm gonna say it in a final like recap video too. But it was just like really good vibes this year. Everybody was like, it was just a sort of synergy there with everybody. I felt like the fact that the industry has been kind of like ravaged a little bit and it's been like some turmoil and people losing their jobs and this and that and all of this uncertainty with the tariffs and stuff like that. I felt like that brought everybody closer together, and I felt
Yeah.
like there was a renewed sense of just like I don't know, just camaraderie and just like it seemed really, really positive, like overall, overwhelmingly positive. And yeah, that was my experience. I think it was a great
Yeah.
con. The fact that I wasn't able to go last year for good reason, but that I wasn't able to go last year made this year that much more special, I guess. The only thing that I wasn't feeling really was that we didn't have the whole crew there all together at one time, you know?
Yeah, hopefully that gets that we can fix that next year. Hopefully things start. The Ducks will be in a row a bit nicer. Somebody kind of, well, not somebody, but an entity threw Poncho for a loop there and just made it so it was not possible for him to make it out. And even though we did have Fabio briefly, he was with us this weekend, and
Correct.
that was a great time too. I think a lot of the vibes from last year got carried over to this year. Last year, just like this year, everybody would meet up at the bar and have a fucking good time after the fact, mess with samples or I know Ramen Toys was there with you guys one night, right? um
Yes,
yeah,
actually, yeah. Again, I'll do a full recap and show some of the other video that I haven't showed, and just give a little more context on some video that I have showed that I maybe only put as a little short or as a story post or something like that on
yeah.
Instagram. But yeah, one of these nights that you did not come out, um, yeah, homeboy from Ramen Toys was at the bar. At what was that bar?
It was either coin op or punch bowl. It's always one of the two,
Yeah,
right?
Punch Bowl, Punch Bowl. What's the main owner's name from Ramen? I don't want to just say homeboy.
Ace. His name is
Ace.
Ace.
Yes, yes, yes. Ace was there, and he had the tank there at the bar, and I um, I found him quite interesting. Um, just kind of like real, genuine, and about his business, and warm and kind and knowledgeable and approachable, and like, yeah, we had a pretty good conversation. So
That's
yeah,
great,
he,
man.
he was there, and he he had the tank there. He showed it off and like whatever. I don't know if he had any drinks or anything, but he was just there showing off the tank, and he was there for a little
Yeah.
while, and then he got out of there.
He's like,
Um,
this is where the toy YouTubers hang out. I'm bringing the fucking tank. He
yeah,
just showed
right,
up.
right. So yeah, that was cool. Wade and MCU Collector, and I think Jax was there, and like quite a few other people were there that first night. But yeah, that was cool. It was really cool matching up, uh, hands to to faces, or faces to voices, and
Yeah.
meeting some people for the first time, and others just seeing them again. And that atmosphere and that environment was really good, man. It was, like I said,
Yeah.
it was just really good vibes, man.
Yeah, it was great. That's always funny when you shake somebody's hand and you're like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Rick," and they go like, "Oh, I'm Hello There Toys," or "I'm Lethal Collector," and you're like, "Oh fuck, like this is you." Those moments are always crazy too.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
So
everybody was like, "Did you see Lethal Collectors here?" And like going around
I
with like,
saw Lethal Collector, and maybe I saw him the year before last year, 2 years ago, or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but I forgot. I saw him and I recognized him, and like recognized that I knew him, but didn't really understand who I was seeing for a moment.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't actually like greet him. There was a few people that I'm sorry that I didn't actually get to greet and like shake their hand and like chop it up with them. So yeah, Lethal Collector was one of them. I did kind of like give him a head nod or whatever, because again, I recognized that he was somebody, and he was standing there with the Geek Effect, I believe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was rolling with Geek Effect, pretty heavy,
Right.
the
Okay.
weekend.
So yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't actually get to chop it up with him. I didn't get to chop it up with Carbon Scoring, who was like standing right next to me in the Hasbro breakfast, and like was on my like little video that I put up, a couple of the videos that I put up. But we did get to talk in a private message, and we both kind of apologized for just being like completely engulfed in shit that was going on in the weekend, and made a date for next year basically. I did see Carbon Scoring at the Hasbro booth when he was conducting his Joe interview too. And then I tried to get his attention, and then I got pulled away, and I was about to do my interview with Hasbro. So yeah, so Carbon Scoring, Lethal Collector, and I didn't get a chance to meet Mr. Lee. who was at the bar the last night that we hung out, actually, and I didn't realize it was him. But we spoke in private message too. So hopefully next year I'll get to meet some of those other people or get to actually greet them.
Yeah, have a deeper conversation. It's always just like shake a hand, like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then like kind of move on because things just move so fast. Sometimes, where those deep conversations, those are always had at the bar and whatnot. And
Hmm. But yeah, what else? What highlights would you say? Some of your
um,
highlights from the weekend.
I mean, I said it on Kev's stream. Shout out to Kev, who's in the comments right now. But that King of the Hill thing was a huge thing for me. I went with Kev and my wife and Taco. That was great. Just seeing something like that because I don't ever know when something like that's gonna happen again.
Hmm.
I don't. I'm never gonna assume like, oh, they're gonna do this every year. So that was really awesome. A show that's basically been dead for like 15 years at this point. That really has no representation anymore, rightfully so at Comic-Con,
Hmm.
getting so much attention and getting that huge activation was awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the last time. Poncho must have been nice. Um, hopefully they keep doing it, Poncho. It'd be awesome. Um, it was great. It was a literal dream come true. Um, Yeah, it was incredible. The only thing, Pancho, you might not have liked was that they kept playing snippets of the new season without context in the middle of the activation. So you're like watching and hearing scenes that just make kind of no sense. I don't know why they were playing them. It was really, really odd. But hopefully they do it next year, Pancho. We could do it together. Oh, he said he would have loved it. Never mind. You're
Mm.
such a spoiler hating guy, Pandra. I just assumed that you wouldn't like it. It was funny. We were there at the activation, and I turned to Kevin. I was like, "Man, maybe Pandra wouldn't like this place because they're playing these clips."
You
But I
got
was wrong.
you got to do that twice though, didn't you?
Absolutely. I had an appointment early in the morning with Kev and my wife and Taco, and then later on in the day, Kev had his appointment, and we did Kev's appointment. So it was cool because there was free food and like free stuff. It was a really good time.
Hmm.
I got featured on Hulu's page.
Nice,
That
nice.
was awesome for doing the interaction and whatnot. They saw my bag and they're like, "Oh my God, you're wearing the King of the Hill bag. Can we take a picture of you like doing stuff?" And like they did a video with me and Kev. I'm surprised we didn't see that around. They took some time doing a video of me and Kevin doing some of the things, specifically the Dale's van, and they took pictures of us here and there and whatnot. They saw two ethnicities and they were like, "We got to get this. Two people of color, like a white show." They had to get pictures of that.
Hmm. Yeah, that was nice. Obviously I didn't see all of that, but you talked about it quite a bit. And you went twice, so obviously
Yeah,
that was really cool.
yeah,
I did enjoy the little Inart event. I thought that was pretty cool. It was super like Cali.
yeah.
It was
Shout out
super.
to the shout out to the most awkward moment I've ever had in my life. So I'll tell you about it, Boog, because the situation's over. When we walked into Inart, I saw
Mhm.
this lady. And I was like, just instinctually, it's not like I thought about anything ahead of time. I saw this woman and I knew who she was. She used to run all the streams and was the face for Sideshow slash Hot Toys. Her name is
Okay.
Susan.
Hmm.
So I saw her and I just instinctively went, "Oh my God, Susan!" Because I didn't know what she'd been up to. She got fired from Sideshow. And like, I just never heard about what happened to this lady. She was a huge fixture in the 1/6 scale community. So when I saw her, I just instinctively went, "Oh my God, Susan!" And she went, "Oh my God!" and gave me a huge hug. And I was like,
Okay.
oh no, I don't know you. Oh no,
Mm.
like I don't know who you are." So yeah, that was a funny moment. And my wife was like, "Why didn't you introduce me?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know her."
I don't even know who that is.
I was like, "Dude, I've never met her in my life. Like maybe she's read one of my comments like 10 years ago. I don't know her." She just instinctually was like, "Oh my God, it's great to see you." It gave
hit
me
him,
a hug,
hit
and I
him
was
with
like,
the
"Oh no,
Thanos line. Like, I don't even know who you are.
I don't even know who you are." I was like, "Oh shit." So yeah, that was a funny, real awkward moment to start off that in art event. The
Mhm.
wine and cheese. How just
Yeah,
cliche was that?
it felt premium.
Yeah, Brad told me like they got food over there, and I was like, "Oh shit, they do." And he was like, "It's cheese," and I was like, "Ah, how stereotypical is that?" Yeah, Kev, Susan is awesome. She's like a huge light in the 1/6 scale community. She's like wildly beloved. So when I saw her, I just instinctively yelled like, "Oh my God, Susan!" without thinking. And as soon as I said it, I was like, "Oh man, why'd you say that?" And then she came in for the hug. She's like, "Oh my God, it's been so long." And I was like, "No, it's been never. I don't know you. You don't know me." So that was crazy. That was really crazy. I
Mhm.
felt like an idiot.
Yeah, for
Like,
those
man, why'd you say shit?
listening, the Inart event was the toy company Inart. They had like a little kind of like, I guess you could call it a meet and greet, but it was at offsite. I mean, even though it was like right across the street from the con, at like a little lounge, I guess.
Yeah, it was like a wine lounge of some sort.
They had a little bar set up there where they had wine, beer, and maybe like one or two different type of cocktails or whatever. But yeah, it was like $10 to get in, but you get a drink with that, and
All the cheese you want.
yeah, some little finger food. But they just had all the like toys kind of like on display, and you could kind of like fuck with everything. Like they had like all the hands and heads and shit just all over the place. But you know, it was collectors, so they were pretty much taking care of the product and behaving themselves or what have you. But it was just
Yeah, yeah.
people coming in, going all day throughout there, having a few drinks. It was just real laid back. It was very California, I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. That was a highlight. Obviously, every night going out was a highlight. You know, I got to shout out so many people, and I always forget to shout out some people. But I mean, shout out to every fucking body that we saw this weekend that we saluted or hugged or shook hands with or whatever. I'll do a longer, more thorough shout out. But obviously, definitely shout out to Adam Van Winkler. Shout out to Adam
Oh yeah.
Rodriguez. Shout out to Jose and Solid and Unparalleled Universe, MCU Collector. I don't know. Every fucking body. It was so many people to see.
You know,
So many people to greet.
Cheney and
Cheney, the
Kevin
whole Two
and
Amigos,
everybody.
Kev, obviously the whole Enablers crew. Shout out to Taco, and obviously shout out to our crew, to Vin and to Brad, and yeah, man, shout out to Pete for holding it down long distance, and obviously always supporting us and
Yeah, yeah.
keeping us well produced and keeping
And
things.
creating one of the funniest podcasts that's ever been done on your channel because that was hilarious. We were listening to it on the drive home and we were
Yeah,
fucking
that
dying,
was
man.
very funny, very funny.
Yeah.
So shout out to P for a very unique and clever and, dare I say, genius idea to get us to send in some sound bites so he could do the one man show. I thought that
And
was
the wild thing is that people kept believing it. We were watching the comments when it was happening, and they're like, "Why do they keep saying the same
right,
thing?"
right.
Like,
Quite a few people. Definitely big shout out to Joseph. Shout out to Jen Yamada X. Obviously, always holding us down
yep.
when we out there. Um, yeah, quite a few people hit me up and was like, "Yo, he had me for like 5-10 minutes and shit," and then I called her. Mm.
Yeah, we did our stream with Kevin, which was one of like the funniest like nights too. That was a great time.
Mhm.
And Machu was listening to Pancho the whole time. And we finished the stream, and Machu goes, "Oh my God, he's still on." And
Yeah,
we're like, "He's still
shout out to
on."
Machu.
Yeah, shout out to Machu.
Who else did we see? I mean, we saw every fucking body, but who else did we see? Who am I
Yeah, we saw who else?
missing?
Trying to think. It's always a blur. That meeting that Nigel guy was nice. That dude
Yeah,
was a really nice
yeah.
dude.
Nigel was cool. Shout out to Nigel. That's Kev's
Nigel was
boy.
a nice ass dude. Yeah,
He's
Kev's
he's
boy.
from
Yeah,
he's from Canada, right?
I believe so. I believe he's a fellow maple syrup mayor.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, that was cool. I think the you weren't at the Legends panel, right?
no, I didn't go to the Legends panel.
Oh, you were at King of the Hill for the 13th time at that time.
Yeah, for the fifth for the fifth fucking time. And you know what's funny is that I could have gone another time, but we didn't end up doing it. My wife was sneaky and she like never gave them the ticket. And she was like, "You could just go back in by yourself with the ticket." And I was like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll do it. I'll do it one of these." And I didn't end up doing it. Fucking lazied out. I didn't do it.
Um, yeah, I was gonna say that at the Legends panel, I feel like it was the most I don't know, concentrated grouping of people there. So like everybody was there, and it was so packed and at capacity that they started turning people away anyway. So like the room was
Oh hell yeah.
completely packed.
He forgot. Yeah, we met fucking Daniel, Colossal Customs with his son. That was an
Ah, that's
incredible
right.
moment to see.
Right.
Yeah, I've
That's right.
been seeing his son grow up for years, and he posted that video like
Yes, yes,
showing his son,
yes.
telling him he's gonna take him to Comic-Con. They were
Yeah,
having a
Daniel
great
was
time.
mad cool. Shout out to Daniel. Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
that I've been interacting with for a long time online, but never actually met in person. And it was cool to meet his son. There was a lot of people there that had like their kids there that were like damn near grown now. That was just like, oh shit, yeah, I got to see Solid's kids. Um, who
That's
else had their kids
crispy.
there? I mean, Shartimus had his daughters there one day. I don't think you saw them, but I did.
No.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
his wife was there. Quite a few people came in with their kids for sure.
yeah. I never saw him, but I know Dallas goes every year with his sons.
Yeah, I saw Dallas post a picture from the con. Um, but I did link up with him the last year that I was there, the year before last.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
2023, I saw him too.
yeah,
Very
I did
briefly, but I
actually
saw him then. Yeah.
get to give him a dap and all of that. But yeah, shout out to Dallas.
Yeah, Henrock, you were missing. We haven't seen Henrock since 2023, I think.
Mhm.
At Comic Con.
I feel like a lot of people are lining up to come to New York Comic Con this year, so that will be really interesting. I think I might actually go to Legion's Con actually too. I was talking to Wade about
Yeah.
that a little bit.
I
Um,
I hear I hear that like the best part of San Diego is at Legion's Con every night. Like I hear that
mm,
because the con is within a hotel and there's like a big bar within the con. Like everybody just participates in the con for the day and then like immediately go to the bar and just fucking hang out all night and talk
yeah, yeah.
videos,
All right, yeah.
fuck around.
I'm definitely down for that. Um, I think Russ is about to join us, so let's bring him in.
Okay, let's do it.
But yeah, I'm really thinking about the Legion's Con. Russ, you don't have to be on camera. We just voices this evening. So
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you're in the cut or something, you do not have to turn on that cam, brother.
all
yeah,
right.
we don't want to see your nipples and shit, man.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
you could show them, but you don't have to.
I get more followers when I do.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Get those numbers up.
You gotta you gotta get them feet pics out there, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh
Before we get into you and Shartimus talking about your weekend, shout out to Shelf Presence who just gave us a super chat saying big shout out to all the toy tubers, baby. Truly, you all show why we have the best community on YouTube. Thank you for all the content. You gents are legends. Thank you so much, Shelf Presence.
Thank you.
Incredibly
Also,
giving individual.
shout out to A1 Groundwalker too.
Oh hell yeah, Aiden. Yeah,
Yeah,
Aiden was a incredibly nice human being. What a great kid.
hell yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, how was your con, Russ? Like your overall experience, and what was one of your big highlights from this past weekend?
Man, I had a great con. It was so fun.
I don't know if you've been listening in already, but we were both just kind of like reflecting on how good the vibes were this throughout this whole con. Like I felt like there was a real unique sort of like synergy between everybody there. I don't know if you felt the same.
I felt there was something a little bit extra. Yeah, there was something in the air. I don't know what it was. I felt like there was a little bit more um happiness going around. I don't know how to put it. Um, but yeah, it was really uh I don't know. I really felt a big sense of community. I think a part of it for me that was a little bit of a game changer was the fact that Hasbro went back to the old school way of releasing exclusives,
Hmm.
and it was it was kind of, to be honest with you, it wasn't that hard to get my exclusives, and I got in line with people like anybody else, and it was just kind of cool, like just chatting with strangers and everybody, and I ran into a few people that watch my videos and everything, and I don't know, there's like a lot of collector camaraderie with that experience and everything, which is pretty cool. I had my kids with me this time, so that was like the biggest thing that was very different compared to any other year. It was the first
I
time.
just mentioned that before you came on, that I got to actually meet the kids and see your wife and give her a hug.
Yeah, I'm happy you got to meet the kids, man. That they I was thinking about how you're you're looking at them like, these are definitely your children.
Did they all have mohawks? What's happening?
No. Just a lot much cuter versions of us, basically.
They each look like me, but like in different ways.
Yeah.
And I get that a lot, that they both look like they take after me a lot. I mean, obviously they take after Nina, of course.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a perfect cauldron like mesh of the both of you, for sure.
It came out well from the lab. Yeah, shout out to T-Belay. I didn't meet T-Belay, but I know that he was at the bar.
Oh yeah, shout out to T-Belay. I was actually talking to him earlier on in the DMs on Instagram. I got to meet him at the bar that last night. We actually took a picture. I'll talk about that picture. Talk about that picture later.
Hell yeah. Mario, we wish you were there this year.
I know you don't got a lot of time on here, man. I just wanted to kind of have a transparent conversation with you, kind of in front of everybody, that I think that we've been neglecting to have for quite a while, since that whole debacle with you trying to like mediate that situation a couple years ago. I kind of wanted to start there, and I wanted to say that like you are one of my longest lasting, or somebody that I've known in the community from the very beginning. Like we on like 20 years of friendship that feels like 40 years of friendship. But that I got real upset and disappointed in you in like the past couple years with some of the moves that you've made, and I just felt like we weren't kind of standing in solidarity on certain things, and I feel like you maybe made some questionable decisions or moves in terms of like integrity and just like friendship and loyalty and shit like that, and it kind of like pissed me off. And we haven't been in the best space because of it. But obviously, you know, things are much better now. But yeah, I think that we had like kind of going our separate ways for a little while. Not that we weren't friends or anything like that, but that, you know, you were doing a lot of soul searching and like figuring out your way and figuring out shit, and having a few different epiphanies and shit like that, for us to come back to this moment this weekend, and for me to, and for both of us to just stand in solidarity and be like, yo, I got your back. Yo, I got your back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like this nonsense within the community has reached another boiling point, another tipping point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've I've apologized to you, you know, few times privately, but you know what I mean. I think it's, you know, I think it's appropriate to say it again in more public forum, that, you know, yeah, I feel like in the sake of me trying to you know, make my project as successful as it could be, I felt like I made some bad choices, man.
Yeah.
And I've since then I felt like really deeply regretful and sorry for making those choices. You know, at the time I really thought I was doing the best thing, and it's like clearly not. And yeah, it's embarrassing. There's like a lot of feelings that go along with it. But like the last thing I wanted to do was to kind of like, you know, do anything disrespectful towards you, you know? And it's like, that's kind of like how I felt like, you know, that's where my choices led. and it really made me feel like shit for fucking. I mean, it still makes me feel like shit, but like I expressed that to you many times how bad I felt about it. And
No doubt, no doubt. I
it's,
mean, we for people out there, like Russ and I speak pretty often, and not just about toy shit, just about like real life shit too. Like, you know what I mean? So we speak pretty often and kind of confide in each other and certain real life things too. Like, you know what I mean? And talk
yeah,
about real life shit. Probably way more than we talk about toy shit. We talk about real life shit. So
right, right.
um
And it's, and it's like, yeah, I felt like, especially, having you as a friend that's been there for me, like every time, like you never hesitate to help or anything like that, and you've always been there. So it's like, it really felt like, I did it, it was foolish on my part. I felt like also, I feel like I kind of have misplaced faith in other people
mhm.
that I was really kind of hanging on to and hoping for, and I misplaced trust and hope in certain people that you tried to warn me about, that I didn't fucking that I didn't fully pay attention to, and or I paid attention to it, but it maintained hope and towards people that didn't deserve that, and so it's like mistakes, as time goes, as we live our lives, like we make mistakes, and I've definitely, I hope I've learned something from those mistakes. So
No,
I'm
no
trying to,
doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So yeah, I just want to kind of uh, I don't want to spend a lot of time on some of this stuff, but just a little bit of context and laying the groundwork for this. I'll say that um, we can go back to New York Toy Fair of like what was that? That might have been like 2018 or something like that, 2017 or something like that, because this was before COVID for sure. And at that New York Toy Fair, and for the sake of this, I'm not pulling no punches. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't normally mention these people by name on my channel, but I don't got no cool nicknames for these people right now. So what's Talker Art's real name?
well, I remember his first
His
name,
name is
Rob.
Ryan.
Rob.
Ryan?
No,
Rob.
Rob.
Rob. All right. So I remember that toy fair because, and I made mention of this when we sat down on your show when we were supposed to be mediating the situation. But I made mention of the fact that he was there, kind of following you around during that time. You remember that, right?
Yeah. Well, we were staying. Yeah, I was staying with him at New York, or in New Jersey. Actually, we were staying in New Jersey.
Got it. Okay. My thing with that dude in particular is that like he kind of just always been like a big fan of yours, I guess, more like a stan, but also like really just kind of like hating on you at the same time and shit. Um, and I never saw any like level of like real respect that he had for you. Like he was just trying to use you to like come up and to, I don't know, he was just tagging along, hanging on to you. Um, and I remember seeing him there, and we kept meeting eyes, and I'm like, yo, who is this dude? And I didn't realize until after the fact who he was, after we had like left or something like that, and you told me who it was. But prior to that, he and I had some words online because I commented on one of his videos, talking to somebody else, not even talking to him. And like, we had like a back and forth, this other person. And I think he thought that I was talking to him. And clearly he must have been holding on to whatever he had to say to me forever, because he was like, oh, this is the first time you comment on my video and you say this, and like going on about how big his collection is and this and that. And I'm like, bro, you must have been holding on to that for a long time. Like he went on and on. I was like, man, I wasn't even coming at you in any type of way or whatever. But now I see your true colors have come out and how you feel about me. Cool, no problem. from that point on, I stayed totally away from him. But he would still do like little things, make little comments, and like whatever. Now I told you this was like 2017, 2018, or some shit like that. We in 2025 now. You know what I'm saying? So from that point on, up until you and I sat down on the live, and he and I had our confrontation at Comic Con 2 years ago, he would just be going on and on, invoking my name, saying this, saying that, going back and forth. I tried to outline this before when we sat down. I think it kind of went over a lot of people's head or whatever the case may be, but he's been like doing this shit and going crazy since then. I've barely ever responded to him. I think I've responded through text or on a video or some shit like once maybe to him when he commented on one of my videos, but he has been trying to get my attention and just acting like a stan since then, basically. So I already didn't care for him. And then when I saw him at Toy Fair and he didn't say anything, you know what I'm saying, I was just like, all right, fuck this dude. So when things really boiled over after Comic-Con when we saw each other, it's just like, yo, you've been talking about me, talking shit for however many years now, and now I see you and you want to act like we cool or something like that. Like, nah, I'm not cool with you. I don't respect you. You clearly don't respect me, so we not cool in no way, shape, or form. And then he had already linked up with all of these other cocksuckers from the 3POA podcast or whatever the case may be, and they was just on their mission to tear you down, tear me down, or whatever the fuck they were doing. And I couldn't understand why, through all of that, even after the fact, when we got together on the stream for you to try to mediate the situation, why you was even still continuing to pretend like you was cool with these people. And then even after the stream, or during the stream, this is when shit really just was over for me, because during the stream, I'm sure you remember the comments in the stream.
Yeah, some of that shit, some of that shit straight up went over my head. So there's people saying some things in there that I honestly didn't even know was like a thing that people say.
I mean, it was just for people out there. It was a lot of racist shit. It was a lot
Yeah.
of personal shit. They was attacking my wife. They were saying racist shit. And then the shit that really annoyed me was that Ryan was down there in the comments, like kind of like egging the shit on. And it's just like, all right, I understand that y'all do this troll shit and y'all like to talk about people in the community and do all of this wild shit. But for you to be there and knowing what these people are saying and knowing the vitriol behind that and the shit that they're saying, for you to be there egging that shit on, that means that you're co-signing that shit. So at that particular point, I knew right then and there that I would never respect these dudes. I would never be friends with these dudes. And it was personal at that particular point. It's beyond fixing. It's beyond a conversation. We're not sitting down. We're not talking. We're not doing none of that no more at that particular point. And again, since that time, all the way up into now, these dudes have been continuing to attack you, attack me, superimpose our faces on this and that. Every other live, they talking about you, they talking about me, this and that. You never respond. I never respond. I never really say much of anything. I say something every so often, but I don't be going back and forth online and doing all of this weak shit that they be doing.
Well, I did a little bit, I did a little bit there's like a post on Instagram that set some of them off hella bad because I was like, well, I'm going to fucking talk shit. You know what I mean? Just because I was like, hey, look, these guys want to fucking, I was like, you know what? These guys are going to shit post. I'm going to shit post a little bit too. So I just talked a little bit shit right back,
Mm.
And one of those things, I had my van got broken into in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes. And yo, let me say this too. The van shit was kind of funny. I'm not like so like uptight and so like serious as people like to say that I can't recognize when some shit is funny. A lot of the shit is corny as fuck. A lot of these dudes is corny as fuck. Sometimes it'd be some funny shit, like, you know what I mean? But I can't really like even enjoy the comedy of some of this shit because it's gotten to the point of like straight disrespect. Like, and that's where it had got with Rob and me when he made that video, and when you came in and was like, "All right, this is getting out of hand" or whatever. It's to the point now with all of these dudes where it's at a level of disrespect that there's no coming back from at this particular point. So anytime I see any one of them in person, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna approach you. It is what it is. I'm burying the lead here a little bit, but I wanted to say that even after that, when you and I sat down, the shit that really pissed me off with you was that you still felt obligated to go on the show when you knew that these dudes don't respect you, don't respect anything, and that you was gonna go up there and they were just gonna be clowning you, and that's basically what they did, and that shit pissed me off to no end because it's just like, yo, that's not that doesn't show a great level of integrity. On that's how I felt about it. I felt like you were like sacrificing your integrity to make sure that your Kickstarter was successful, and I hated that for you, and I hated that for us just being friends. Like, you know what I mean? So again, this is just me being completely transparent about how I felt about it and talking to you about it really for the first time publicly, even though we've had these conversations. I'm just being real and just being honest about it. The fact that you went on there and still after all of that was just like, and then you got up there and then this cocksucker had the nerve to have on the shirt kind of bastardizing my logo and all of that and sat right there and played in your face with the shit. And it's been that again, constantly with these dudes. Constantly with these dudes.
Yeah, man. That's that's basically it. Yeah, no, that's 100% it. I did sacrifice my integrity a bit for the sake of wanting to get my Kickstarter funded. I mean, to be honest with you though, also at the same time, even after all of that shit, like at that particular time, I still had a little bit more faith in people in general that they could kind of turn around, and it was it was misguided faith that I shouldn't have had. But Ryan was a Patreon supporter, big time supporter of my content for many, many years. When I had first gotten the Kickstarter idea, Bobby was, at the very beginning, until he saw the line as a threat, he was very helpful,
Yep.
And so a part of me felt like, well, these guys, did do things for me. They did look out for me in some way or another on top of it. Also, I mean, like Ryan was basically begging for me to come on the show on top of it, and and a part of me felt bad because I had a concert to go to and everything. And I did talk about flaking, and, I felt like they weren't going to, host the show in good faith. So Ryan made a promise. I told him, I was like, look, dude, I'm like, it's not going to work out for me doing it. And you have that A.C.B.A ripoff shirt on there. Like, I don't want to see that shirt on there. And he's like, well, I can't just like take it off now. I still have some in stock, but what I could do is I could remove it after I sell out, and then I won't put any more back up there anymore.
Yeah, that was all bullshit. Again, like I said,
100% bullshit.
I feel like like they were like preying on you, being gullible and just being really laser focused on trying to get your project funded and get your thing funded. And I felt like you like kind of capitulated to these dudes, and that was just totally not necessary because in the end, to be real, it didn't even fucking matter. And
That's
I would have been better off if I didn't show up on that live stream at all. Like, it would have just been better for me. First off, it would have showed a little bit more backbone on my part. You know what I mean? Like, whether or not it got funded or not, at the end of the day, what I should have been thinking to myself was, hey, look, if it doesn't get funded, at least I have my integrity,
Right.
But now look, it didn't get funded and I lost my integrity. Double lose, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. I fucked up, man. I fucked up, and it's like, you know, it. I deserve the repercussions from that. Like it hurt me that you're upset at me and everything, and I never got mad at you for being upset at me. It's not like I ever thought that. I never, I never tried to deflect or put it back on you in any kind of way for you not being happy with the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never say, "Oh, you're sensitive, Boog." No. I fucked up. That was like straight up fuck up.
But
And
I
so,
mean, the thing that I want to like kind of touch on though is that like, yeah, it's it's admirable for you to say, yo, I fucked up, and I got love for you regardless. I love you regardless. Like we friends, we real friends. But I'm just trying to figure out even what the catalyst for any of this is, or what's the point of any of this shit. Like I feel um I love this shit. I love collecting, I love displaying, I love talking about toys, everything. um any and everything I have to do with toys, I'm there. But this aspect of collecting is just gross, and it's just like, all for what? Like at the end of the day, what's wrong with these dudes? Like what's the beef? Like what's the real beef? Why are you going on and on and on and on, and we not responding, and you still going on and on and on and on?
yeah.
Yo, how many interactions have you had with Hector?
With who?
Exactly.
Who?
The elite dude.
Oh, I don't know that guy. Yeah, I no, I really, I think, I mean, from the little bit I understand of him, he seems like a weirdo.
Right.
But like,
Absolutely.
I don't know that dude. I mean, yeah, I'm aware that that he's used my face in like every video, but like that's another desperate clickbait channel like that will use my name and my face to get clicks. Like it's not,
Mhm.
he's not the first one to do that. He's it's which is, in at the end of the day, is actually kind of an honor. Can you believe that? Like some random ass channel can use my face and get views just from using my face and talking shit. You know what I mean? Like
Over,
it's kind of
over and
amazing.
over and over and over again, to the point where Ryan will have him on the show to just do a slideshow of your face and my face and go on and on and on and on. I don't get it. Is he slow? Is he like slow for real?
Like I said, I don't know him, but
Hmm.
I think it's weird. I think it's some weird shit. I think it's some shit where like I think some people don't have social circles and they just don't know how to like act around other people or whatever, or
Well,
like, or they're
mean,
stuck
I
in
don't I
a
don't know what it
situation.
is. I don't know what it is. I don't understand it. It's fucking weird. It's weirdo behavior. It's out of this world. So again,
Or it could be, or it's probably like most of the time it's having like people that are like that, they don't have a lot of, like, you've said this number of times, but I think you're 100% right. Some people just need a hug. Some people like
yeah,
some people weren't hugged enough, you know what I mean? And it happens in a lot of families where, like maybe like these people grew up not really being loved that much. My family loves me. If my YouTube channel explodes and I lose both arms, I can't play drums, I can't play with toys, can't do videos, it's like my family will always be there.
right.
So it's like
Some people don't have that.
some people don't have that. Yeah, and I think that's what causes kind of like a little bit of, and these guys are envious, clearly envious, jealous, right? Like they're, or
Mhm.
else why would you spend so much time talking about what other people have that you don't have,
Or what other people are doing. Period.
or what
So
other
again,
people are doing that you're
I,
not doing? Like it's weird. Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just an endless. It's just an endless amount of this. If people don't know, I feel like that's another side of YouTube. They have a very specific fan base that I think is very online. I said this in a video a couple days ago that I don't think it's like a real kind of tangible love, like how we like reached out and shook hands and like hugged and dapped up all of these other people in the community this weekend. I don't feel like their support is like that, but there is a network of these type of YouTubers that all click together and all get together to just hate on any and everybody else, and mostly you. you get the brunt of a lot of this shit.
Oh yeah, I'm the easy
So-
target. I'm the
so
easiest target.
they've started bringing other people into their conglomerate and like show my love to Hector and all of these other fucking degenerates and whatever the case may be. So fast forward to this weekend, unbeknownst to either one of us, we both confronted Ryan about the shit that he'd been saying about him talking shit for however many years now. Um, and I was actually sitting behind Ryan and this Chad dude, who again I've never met this dude. A very similar situation to you and Hector. I've never met this dude, but they were sitting in front of me in the Jada panel. I don't think that they saw me, but I saw them and I sat there behind them the whole entire time. And then when the panel was over, I waited for them. I was with a couple of people, but I made sure that the people that I was with went on about their business so I could be by myself and I could confront these dudes by myself. So it wouldn't look like I was ganging up on them, nothing like that. I made it a point to be by myself when I confronted these dudes. So me and Ryan locked eyes. He saw it was me, and he started smiling. He was like, "Hey man, what's up?" I didn't say anything, and then the Chad dude was walking up at the same time, and I forget what me and Ryan said to each other initially, but I didn't say anything for the first couple of times that he said something. And then I got in between him and Chad, and I was like, "Yo, what's your name?" And he was like, "I'm Chad." I was like, "Do you know who I am?" He was like, "Yeah, you Bug." And I was like, "So this is our first time meeting, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So why the fuck do you keep having shit to say about me? We never met, we never had any interactions, but you feel comfortable just kind of like speaking on my name and saying shit about me." And he was on the phone, I guess. And he's like, "Dude, I'm talking to my wife." I was like, "So? I don't give a fuck. I'm talking to you." And we all started talking, but they were like trying to walk out of the panel, and I'm talking to Ryan, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up with you? Like, why you keep mentioning my fucking name? Like, what's up with you? What is your major malfunction? What is the deal?" At some point, he turns to Chad, and he's like, "Oh." Trying to stop Chad from talking because he kept saying he was on the phone with his wife, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck that you're on the phone with your wife. Like, we here face to face, man to man. Like, tell me what the deal is. Tell me what the problem is that you have with me and why you feel comfortable just speaking on my name and talking shit about me when we've never had any interactions. Ryan says to him, "Oh, well, Boog, you kind of became a meme." So he was just like, I'm like, "You a fucking meme. Like, what are you talking about? What does that even mean?" And they still trying to like trying to walk away. I'm getting louder and louder as we walk in towards the other end. And I'm just feeling like I want to slap the shit out of both of these dudes. That's just the honest thing. But nobody's going to do that inside Comic Con. It would not be smart. It would not be a good idea. But I feel like it's past the point of any real conversation because there's been ample opportunities. Oh, the one thing that Ryan did say when we were still inside the Jada panel, was he was just like, "Yo, you want to like have a beer," which was a callback to years ago when he and I spoke in private message, and I was like, "Man, I'm good. We'll meet up next time and we'll have a beer. We'll hammer this out." And that very next show that they did, they had Rob on and started talking mad shit about me. They had Anthony's Customs on there, whatever. And then I spoke to him again after that show, and I was like, "Yo, dog, I thought we decided that we was dead in this shit and we was going to leave it alone." And he said, "Oh, well, that was dumb. I wasn't talking about you." And I was like, "All right, so you have no control over your show?" I'm like, I didn't even mention this shit to my podcast mates because I didn't want them to take it and say anything or blow it up. I was really trying to keep it cool and just make everything cool. So anyway, fast forward back to this past weekend. He was like, "You want to have a beer?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to have a fucking beer." What you like? What the fuck are you talking about? So anyway, that was day one. Whatever day the Jada panel was, again, they moseyed on off, and Ryan was trying to pull Chad, and they didn't want no part of what I was trying to say. At that particular point, obviously, this was a Jada panel. It was a lot of people there. A lot of people saw our interaction, the fact that we had words. He also has said something to the effect of, I'm going to say whatever I want to say online. He did say that. And yeah, and that was that. So again, unbeknownst to me, the very next day, you kind of did the same shit. I didn't know that you were going to do this. We didn't speak about it, but you could tell it from your perspective.
I mean, yeah. So I was at the G.I. Joe classified panel, and I got there a little bit early, and ran into Mega J Retro and Danny, and I was sitting, kind of in the middle, front left. By the way, that G.I. Joe classified panel, that room was way bigger than the Marvel Legends panel.
Oh, was it? I was about to say that before that, that I thought that the Marvel Legends panel was robust, but I was like, maybe the G.I. Joe panel was actually even larger.
I mean, it may have been the same amount of people in there overall, but I think there may have been more in G.I. Joe. I'm not sure. It was a bigger room. It was definitely a much bigger room. But Mega J Retro he's cool with everybody. He doesn't have any kind of like beef with anybody. I just happened to run into him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he even said to me one time, he's like, "Hey, come on, Shartimus, you gotta keep yourself out of trouble or something like that." He said that to me like a year ago or something like that. I forget, but Jay's cool. And but anyway, him and Danny were sitting in the row in front of me, so I was there by myself, right? And I noticed Laser Pants was sitting up in the very front, parked up there, and I was just, it just kind of, he said a lot of disrespectful things about California too, on top of the other shit. Like I just kind of didn't like the idea of him
during this interaction, or just in the past. You mean
in the past?
Where's he from?
Washington State.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, Ryan Farnham from Washington State. Yeah, and he was sitting up in the very front, just in the middle, and it pissed me off. It just like really pissed me off seeing him there. And he has talked shit about me countless times online, where I haven't talked shit about him in any videos, in any live streams. I never said shit to him, but I figured, hey, like, if I'm going to talk shit about somebody and I got a real problem with them, or I think there's some serious shit going down, whether I'm wrong or right, I'm going to do it privately, one-on-one, I mean, like, even the shit like with us and the whole live stream, I mean, like, dude, we talked. Like, there's like, I'm not shy. Like, we're going to talk, right?
Right.
And so I see him sitting up there, and it's just like, well, I couldn't help myself. I just had to tell him off, so I walk up. This is before the panel starts, and I'm seeing red, but I'm not going to do anything physical because I know that's just stupid, whether it's at Comic-Con or not. You know what I mean? I just wanted to tell him how I felt about his fucking stupid ass.
Right. I mean,
so
same here. Like I said, I felt like, I'm pissed off to the point where I definitely want to put hands on and feet on some of these dudes, but like at Comic-Con, that's not going to happen.
No,
it's not smart for anyone involved. So no matter what, in that situation, nobody's gonna do anything like that.
Yeah, you could think you're the victim, you could think you're the good guy, and you're still gonna get in trouble. Like, there's no coming out of that. Like, you don't want to fuck with Comic-Con, dude. So anyway, I see him up in the front, and I fucking walk up there. I get into the front row. He's still kind of looking down on his phone, so he doesn't notice me at all whatsoever. And I walk up there and I fucking kneel in front of him, and I'm not even fucking yelling, but I'm fucking telling him like ferocious, like fiercely. I'm telling him, like, you're a fucking lying piece of shit. You gotta be a better person. You're a fucking liar, and you keep fucking talking shit, and you got to be better. Do fucking better. He's like, fuck you, and I'm like, fuck you, and and he's like, and I was like, be better. Do better. And he's like, you do better. And I was like, I am better. even my hair is better. And I fucking walked off. He's like, huh, yeah. And I fucking walked off. I mean, I went up there to talk my shit. I wanted to tell him how I felt about him to his face. I never made any physical threats or anything like that. I told him he's a fucking lying piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a lying piece of shit. I did that in front of, I didn't really realize until how many people while I did that, his friend that looked like the fucking Noid was sitting right next to him. And he starts going like, hey man, nah, 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 nah. And I'm like, hey, I don't know who the fuck you are. And I just like waved him off, and he just like crossed his arms and leaned back like, oh, respect. And I just went back to talking shit to Ryan and going back and forth with him. You know what I mean? And he's like, right, oh, you're a liar. And I'm like, how am I a liar? He's like, you called me racist. And I said, I never fucking called you racist. And I never called him racist. I insinuated the idea for sure. But the thing is that he's been trying to play word games all the time. That's what he does. These guys, that's part of talking shit. Typical word games. And I was like, you know what? I'm
manipulative cocksuckers. Like, it is what it is.
I'm gonna play word games the way you play word games then, and see how you fucking like that shit. And
like I said, I don't know Ryan really well. I don't know him to be a racist, but
no,
the racists gravitate towards these dudes for some reason. And they're
definitely racist adjacent.
Racist adjacent.
Yeah.
Many instances where people from their comment section and that gravitate towards their content hit me up and be racist and say wild shit. I've got plenty of screenshots and messages from people in their orbit that again, and these were the rabid followers of theirs that were going nuts on that live stream. And the fact that you
comments about me working in the fields, they say that like if Taki was a human being, it would be Shartimus Prime, they've said all kinds of shit like that about me. Yeah. And the thing is like, I mean, look, I don't know the guy well enough to like really know whether he's racist or not. Like I to be honest with you, I've never made that claim. But if somebody were to like dig and look, they could find reasons to think that way. There's a lot of popular figures that have said racially insensitive comments that had actually suffered the consequences of doing that they defend vehemently.
Right. Right.
And the whole Hydra logo, we all know what Hydra is in the Marvel universe, right? Like, come on. So there's the fact that the two people that they disrespect the most freely and most often happen to be people of color. I mean, these are just things that you could maybe come up with the thought of it, but I don't really know. But
again, I just want to know what's the beef? Like, how do y'all want to handle this at the end of the day? When do you want to call it quits? And how do you want to call it quits? Because we could do it however you want to do it. That was the other thing that I did say too. I was just like, man, I hope y'all show up at the bar on that first day when I saw them. I was like, man, I hope y'all show up at the bar. And then I forget what Chad said, but Ryan was like, he wants to fight us. I was like, I didn't say that. I said, I hope y'all show up at the bar.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't see these guys anywhere outside of the con, anywhere hanging out. I don't know what their circle was like, that weekend. But again, I posed this question to y'all. How do y'all want this to end? Because I mean, you keep playing games with people that's not playing games. I'm not playing. I'm not joking. I don't think this shit is funny. And again, once all of that racist shit started flying and people was disrespecting my wife and all of that shit, all bets is off. And y'all keep going. Y'all keep talking. You keep invoking my name. You keep using this dude. And I don't know if he's slow or what's going on with him, what type of mental health issues he has. But the fact that y'all using him on the channel and also abusing him, because they be disrespecting him as well. And the fact that y'all using him as some tip of the spear or whatever the fuck y'all doing, that speaks volumes too. Like, I think that is shitty. I think that's actually pretty disgusting because I don't feel like that dude is all there. And he is constantly constantly. I mean, like every day. Again, he posted a picture of me and T Bellet from Comic Con and insinuated some gay shit or whatever. And Rob was in the comment section. Talk Art was in the comment section. I just gave like the smirking emoji to Talk Art. And it's just like, where do y'all want to go with this? How long you want to keep doing this? What's the end result? Because I'm good. I'm good. I, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm a tough guy. I'm not pretending like anything. I'm me. I'm 44 years old. I am who I am. I've been through what I've been through. And I promise you that I am confident in my ability to box. So if at the end of the day, that's where it's going to go, then that's where it's going to go because I'm beyond back and forth and all of this talking. You guys have been disrespectful to the level where now it's time to man up. So either you want to stop this shit or it's going to go the other route. And this is not me threatening. This is just me as a man saying that it's far past the point of it's past the point of no return at this particular point with me. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing in no way, shape, or form. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say and try to twist it however you want to twist it. But I'm very confident in my boxing ability. So if you don't want it to go there, then I advise you to stop invoking my name, disrespecting the people that I care about, that I love, that I got love for. Because at the end of the day, this shit is toys. We're supposed to be having a good time. I don't want to feel gross about the hobby, and you know.
Can I stop you just for a second? By the way, anybody writing a comment or saying anything, oh my God, grown men fighting over toys. This is so sad. Shut up.
It's not
That's
about
not what
toys,
it's
man.
over. Just because two people fight at a restaurant doesn't mean they're fighting over food. Just because two people are fighting at a bar doesn't mean that fight has to be over a spilled beer. Like, this is other shit about integrity and respect more so than nobody's actually fighting over action figures right now. Like that, like no one's squabbling over figures themselves. It's out of disrespect.
There's going to be no time that you go on and on about me, and I'm not saying anything about you, and I see you, and I'm not going to say something.
Right.
So just be prepared that I'm going to say something, and at some point there's going to be some situation where I see you where we're not inside of the convention center. So just prepare yourself. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm past the point. Like y'all disrespectful on a level that is past talking. So that's how I feel about it. And again, you going on and on talking about Russ, people coming in the comment section talking about his family, talking about his wife, talking about my family, all these different things. People hit me up on the side. When they put up the live the other night on Saturday, some dude hit me up. Mind you, I'm very forward, and I will always try to pick diplomacy over anything. I'm talking like this. Some people might think I'm talking reckless or talking crazy or trying to be tough or all of that other shit. I'm not. Again, I'm just me. But I will always pick diplomacy over anything. And there has been many instances where somebody has said something about me or to somebody else, and I'll message that person immediately and say, "Hey, how can we solve this? How can we get down to the bottom of this?" And it was somebody that I saw who I did hit up a few months ago or something like that, and the person was just absolutely just disrespectful. It was no way to like negotiate or to just be cool. And I was just like, all right, cool, no problem. Um, and that person hit me up again randomly after they're live just to be disrespectful. Like, and it's just like, all right, this is what y'all do. This is the energy that y'all bring. These are the people that, gravitate towards you guys and your content. Is this what you want? Is this what you want to continue to perpetuate? Is this like, what do you want the end result to be? How do you want this to end? How do we get to the end of this? Because I'm prepared for whatever. But anyway, so I said something, you said something the very next day, unbeknownst to either one of us. And then on Friday at the Legends panel, we were standing online together with like 20 other people.
Yeah, it was a group.
With like 20 other people, and you had your back towards the way where the Chad dude was coming. So I saw him coming. He was like in stride. He had his mind made up that he was gonna confront you. But he and I met eyes, and I could see his stride kind of like broke a little bit, but he had already committed to it, so he continued on. And he zeroed in on you and came up and stood right next to you. I don't even know what he said to you initially, so you could take
Yeah,
it.
he just and it was funny because the way the zigzag line works is that he had to walk through a few other people. So he had to get in this like really unbalanced stance because he was like stepping over other people's bags and shit to get
Mhm,
in my face.
mhm.
And he had each hand on his hip. So he had this weird like school teacher fucking pose going on. And he started chewing me out, saying, like, how dare you get in front of his face like that and tell him off and no. And starts going up. And it was so weird to me. Just 10 feet away, there was Laser Pants on his phone. Like,
Right.
I don't know who he's texting, but it looked like he was texting somebody. And I'm like, how are
He
you?
was trying his best to stay away from that. He did not want Chad to do that. He didn't want no part of that shit. I saw it on his eyes. Again, he didn't want no part of that. He didn't want this dude to do that. And especially after he had already committed. And then what happened was that everybody that was there thought that it was some type of joke or some shit. Like the people that were with us. Like, you know what I mean? We thought it was just the other people did. I knew what was up. The
Oh,
other
I got
people
all fired up, right? Because he started. Because look, I had no. I don't like to be honest with you. This fucking Chad dude, I feel sorry for him because he has been lied to. Like all his anger and everything towards us is based off of lies and manipulation
Right.
from these dudes.
Mhm.
So here he is thinking that he's defending good people, but he's defending garbage people over here.
Right.
He's
Right.
defending a garbage person.
100%.
So I mean, but hey, you know what I mean? He foolishly came up to me, and Ryan was standing 10 feet away on his 10 feet away on his phone. And when I see Ryan, I'm just seeing red. So it's like I couldn't even see this guy, even though he's right in front of my face. I just
Mhm.
moved my head to the side and I went right back to talking shit about Ryan, right like how I'd last seen him at the G.I. Joe panel. You
Mhm.
know? I'm like, hey, I told him, I don't even fucking know you, dude. My problem's with the fucking bearded lady over there with the small dick. Yeah, you. And I just talking shit to Ryan because that's all who I wanted to talk shit to. And then at some point he says, oh, I better take your ass outside. And then I think that's when you chimed in.
Yeah, I mean, I let him say a few things because I couldn't really hear what he was saying. He was so like close to you, but that's when I just went off because I was just like the fucking audacity of this dude. Because I know that you're not like that. You're not tough. You're not gonna do nothing. So why would you even think that you was gonna get in this dude's face right now in front of all of us standing right here? So I was like, yo, get the fuck out of his face. Back the
It
fuck
was
up.
so fucking loud,
I
dude.
was like, yo, back the fuck up out of his face. And
He's
then that's when Solid.
man, back the fuck up. It was hella loud. And I was like,
I
shit.
really had to control myself at that point because they're just like, all right, like I was kind of like hoping that he would have just like put a pinky on you at that particular point.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would
it
have had
was,
an excuse.
no. I thought about it, dude. He would have fallen over so easily because he was off balance. He had to stand all fucking weird to get through. So I could have just easily. I knew where my center of gravity was, and I knew where his was all fucking wobbly. I could have easily just shoved his skinny ass over,
So
dude.
that's when Solid came up and like kind of like pushed him in his abdomen and was like backing him up out of the way. And I didn't realize what Solid said to him until after the fact. But yeah, he had said something like, "Yo, like, dude, like, you about to get hurt in here. Like, what are you doing? Like, you about to have to be rolled out of here." And that's when I looked at Ryan, and Ryan was just kind of like, "Oh no, like, I don't want no parts of this." And he was pulling Chad away or whatever, and they had to take the walk of shame and go all the way back to the back of the line or whatever the case may be. And then after the panel, I didn't see them. They got out of there. I didn't see them again for the whole entire weekend. So
Yeah.
again, that was a story. It was a confrontation where each of us said that we didn't like the fact that they been talking all of this shit, and we both expressed that we don't talk shit about them. We don't make videos about them. So What's the deal? Why you keep doing this shit over and over again? Nobody from either side swung on anybody else or like,
No.
even postured like that
No.
was going to happen. Like I felt like
No.
that, but it wasn't none of that.
No. Yeah,
but
nobody made any attempts to actually like strike anybody else on either side. Not them, not us.
so it wasn't nothing like that. But again,
But he did make the threat, though.
where do you want this to go? Because this is going to keep happening. The fact that you keep egging us on and keep going and keep bringing people into the fold to continue this. I'm not doing that. I don't want nobody that follows me to start attacking them and doing this and doing that. I'm not bringing nobody into it. Like my friends are my friends. I'm gonna have my friends back and that's it. But I don't want this to be like a war of like the community or like the people that rock with me to be at odds with these. Like I don't want none of that. So where do y'all want this to go? Like,
Sledgehammer. Bobby Vallis said, if you slap me in the back of the head, I'm going to hit you with a sledgehammer. He said that. If someone slaps me on the back of the head, then I'm going to hit him back with the sledgehammer.
I mean, listen.
That's where this goes. That's what he said.
What did you do to any of these people personally that would make them carry on for 3 and 4 and 5 years and continue? What did you do? What did I do personally to any of these people that will make them continue on for 3 and 4 5 years?
You said
I said they were Trump supporters. That was it.
You said that they're Trumpian. That's what Bobby said that bothered you about him. Let me tell you something,
Bobby,
that he was a dick because he's a fucking dick. I called him a dick hella times.
Let me tell you something, Bobby. When you guys were still doing the podcast with Todd, I remember saying something to the effect of, I was talking about the Valaverse figures and saying, I like some of the figures. I like the idea of like world building with the figures and stuff like that. But I was like, I think it would behoove Bobby to just like stop talking about the Marvel Legends shit. Like, why you keep talking about Hasbro? And like, I just don't think it serves you well. It comes off as like whiny and whatever. I don't remember where I said that, but I said that, and obviously he took it to heart. And he and I got on the phone. Like he felt the need that he had to call me about it. And we spoke on the phone for like a good like 45 minutes or something. And this was before I was about to go on their show for the first time. And we spoke on the phone for like 45 minutes. I still said what I said. I reiterated it to him. He went on about how his company was all successful, $1 million company, all of that funny shit that people like to say. People like to say that he says, but he does say that type of shit. And when I went on the show, at this particular time, this was before Ryan's like heel turn and shit. Ryan was the nicest person on the show. Like I felt like me and him kind of connected. Bobby was like doing like a bunch of little childish shit on the show and not really engaged and like whatever. And that's when I knew at that point that I'm not really fucking with these dudes like that, even though at that point Ryan was still actually cool. I feel like he and I had like a little something going there in terms of like coolness and camaraderie or whatever. But before I went on the show, Todd said to me, and I'm gonna say this because Todd, you know what you did, and you pissed me off with what you did that one time or what you said that one time. But Todd said to me before I went on the show, Bobby's a big Trump supporter, so don't say anything about Trump or some shit on the show or whatever. I was like, why the fuck would I say something about that on the show anyway? And why you feel the need to tell me that shit or whatever? So as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. You're a Trump supporter. You're a Trump supporter. Like let it all hang out. Like
he said Bobby Boog's calling us racist because we're Trump supporters. I'm like, he just called you Trump supporter.
I did not call him racist.
No, no, he didn't say that you called him racist. I'm not putting those words in his mouth because I know Bobby didn't actually say that, but like he was saying that they're implying we're racist because we're Trump supporters. And I said, not every Trump supporter is a racist, dude. You know what I mean? Like
I forgot what happened, but that whole thing unfolded in Plastic and Paint. I made a joke about Trump supporters. I forget exactly what I said, but that's how that was like one of the major things that started some of this shit and the whole back and forth. Basically, was that Ryan took that to heart, and then like we went back and forth in the comment section, and like other people were saying shit and whatever. But again, that was like the beginning of the end, really, at that particular point. But from that to this, it's just like, where do y'all want to take it? Like, how far do you want this to go? The shit is stupid, it's silly at the end of the day, but I feel like you guys have taken it to such a level of disrespect that it's just like, I mean, what you want me to do? I'm not a kid. I'm not a boy. I'm a man. You disrespecting me. You disrespecting my family. This and that. You got all of these people that don't even know me from Adam coming and disrespecting me. You bringing on people to disrespect me, disrespect Russ. Like, where do you think it's supposed to go from here? What do you think? You think that I'm pussy? You think I'm gonna just let it slide? That I'm gonna see you and not say nothing? That's what you think? Nah.
No, they know now. They know now. They know now that there's going to be a confrontation every time, every fucking time. Any other time I see any of those motherfuckers, and these fucking little like these sniveling fucking ghouls, like the fucking Noid. I don't give a fuck about those guys. I don't know who if I don't know you, like that dude's never really done anything to me except for try to defend his stupid friend, right? So like fuck him. I ain't got shit to do with Chad, bro.
I did see that he was like searching a picture of Solid and like was asking people who this guy was. Like, for what? Why you need to know who the guy was? It's a guy that you came up to his friend, getting in his face like you were going to do something, and he defended his friend. Like, what you going to do? You going to hunt him down? You going to kill him? You going to beat him up? Like, what are you going to do? Like, what the fuck
I don't
do you
know.
need
These
to know
guys
who
are
he is
big
for?
time Second Amendment dudes. Like, what do they have in mind?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
I just chiming in, dude. So he's asking about me, huh?
Yeah, he
Well,
put
he,
up
could,
a
yeah,
post.
he met me right there on the floor. He could have come talk to me for a little bit longer on the floor. There's no reason to take off real quick.
Yeah,
I was right there, dude. You want to ask afterwards?
Way after the fact. If it was that serious, you could have asked the weekend of Comic-Con and we could have all met up at the bar. Like I said to y'all on the first day, we could have met up at the bar and we could have drank and got to the bottom of this, or we could have stepped outside and got to the bottom of it. Either way, whatever the fuck y'all want to do at this particular point.
I'm not trying to add to the fire, guys. I really wasn't. The thing is, like, I've been in a lot of bar fights, dude, because my friends do dumb shit, right? And it's automatic, right, Bug? I mean, come on. You're from New York, dude. Like, if some shit goes down, are you the guy that stands and watches his friend get beat up, or are you going in? Like,
I mean, probably with the exception of maybe Chad, since he was in the army and the military or whatever. I don't think any of these dudes even been in a fist fight in their fucking life, man.
It doesn't matter. Like at some point, like if something's going down, it's automatic, and I don't think he understands that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do that. You don't in any setting, whether it's Comic-Con, whether it's at a bar, whether it's out in public. You just don't do that, man. And if you are going to do that, then you better be prepared, man. You know what I mean?
Rick, you monitoring the comment section, because if any of these people is down there, if anybody want to say anything, again, my question is, where do you want this to go? How do you want this to end? What is the end game? What's the goal? What's the goal?
Sledgehammer.
What's
That's
the goal?
what they want. Sledgehammer. That's what Bobby said. Sledgehammer. That's where they want to go with it.
But again, I don't want it to.
You want to escalate to sledgehammer? That's what the plan is. You slap him on the back of the head. He has the right to kill with the sledgehammer. That's what they wanted.
I didn't slap nobody on the back of the head, though. That's
just the analogy. You know what I mean? That's like, so us talking shit. If we're gonna talk shit back to the person,
these dudes been doing the most, and I've been doing the least. I think you and I have both been doing the least. These guys just been doing the most. I didn't slap nobody. No. I didn't initiate any of this. I'm not the aggressor. I'm not nothing. I'm just standing on my square, defending my square, and that's it. This is all defensive at this point.
Right.
Like, I'm out there making videos about these dudes or doing anything. And again, I don't want nobody that rocks with me to do nothing or say nothing to any of these people. I have it under control. I am very capable of, protecting myself and handling myself and handling the issues myself. Where do you guys want it to go? How long do you want this to go? How many times you want to put up my picture and mention my name? Like, where do you want it to go? Because I'm telling you, the level of disrespect that it's been at, you're gonna have to see me. So, like, what do you want to do? How do you want it to end? Russ,
I want to thank you guys for being very good friends. Thank you. I love you guys.
We love you too, man. I know you got to go see your flick. It's date night.
I also want to I want to also mention that both when Bobby Valla had the confrontation at Joe Fest, he was standing behind Analog Toys when Analog Toys was defending him. And in this whole thing with Chad, Laser Pants was standing behind Chad. Drama, but when I was confronted with Chad, I was standing in front of you two. You two I did not move. I held my ground. I did
put
not
myself
get behind
in the middle of both of these dudes.
Yeah,
purposely by myself, even though I was with two other people at the panel. I sent Brad a telepathic message and said, "Go ahead, man. I got this," because he looked at me and looked at them, and he saw that I was that I couldn't help myself but to say something, and I telepathically told him, "I just go ahead, go outside. It's cool." And I put myself in the middle of both of them, and I'm gonna say something. You sitting up there like a woman talking about me, and we never had no conversations, bro. Like, what are you doing? Who are you?
Know where I would like it to go? Just honestly, it would be nice for them to just fucking stick to talking about toys because it's a toy community. You know what I mean? Like if they wanted to fucking de-escalate some of the fucking drama and not fucking talk shit, like that would be cool. I haven't been talking about them, and if I see them actually do better, like I asked, if I see him actually do better, talking less shit, fucking sticking to talking about toys, fucking starting to respect other people and not be such a fucking dickhead towards not just me but other YouTubers, you know what I mean? Like if I actually see him like going back to being a better person, then like, dude, I would like to have some sort of fucking future, distant future where people we're not going to have negative confrontations with each other in public again, but more civil fucking confrontations, but if they don't want to be civil, then I don't have to be civil. You know what I mean? What the hell? If they're going to continue to be like this, I'll see you next time, dude. I'll see you next time. But I'm not going to fucking threaten to fight with nobody. I'm just going to talk my shit. You're going to hear me just talk shit about you, all right? I'm not going to fight nobody, but I'm going to talk shit, all right? You're going to talk shit about me from behind the screen. I'll talk shit about you to your fucking face. And I did that shit in front of hella fucking people because these guys are goddamn liars. And there's too many people that witness this shit
to buy
their fucking bullshit.
That was the other thing. Like, there was a lot of people that saw each of these three interactions. The first interaction with me by myself at Jada, there was still plenty of people there that saw the whole thing. Oh, shout out to Kit Bash Customs. He was there too this weekend. I was one person I got to meet in person too, but he was there along with a bunch of other people there. Obviously on the Legends line, everybody saw that. Everybody saw what was going on. And obviously in the Joe panel, there was plenty of people that saw what was going on. So I don't have no reason to lie. Russ don't have no reason to lie. It is what it is. And I don't know. I don't watch these guys' videos. Any screen caps or information or anything that I've ever gotten from any of their lives or videos or posts or whatever has been sent to me, has been showed to me, has been like, all right, Book, I know you don't want to watch this shit, but tune into this particular moment on the stream just so you can see this. Or like, yo, Book, I skimmed through this. It was this. And that was the same thing on Saturday night with whatever live they put out. Walter hit me up. It was like, yeah, I skimmed to it. That they playing victim and what it's not.
Oh yeah, these guys are not victims. These guys are not victims at all. Fuck, I don't want anybody to think that. Like that, it's typical bully behavior. You know what I mean? Like fucking poking, and then finally somebody reacts and they go, "Oh, what are you so mad for?"
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Why you so serious, bud?
Yeah, why are you taking everything so seriously all of a sudden? Because I never called that guy racist, but he keeps saying, and he keeps getting so fucking flabbergasted over it and fucking gets, all riled up about it to where it's kind of like he's ousting himself. I've been called racist before. How many videos have I made, or how many public, tirades have I gone on about with that shit? It's like, dude, you're making yourself look worse getting that upset over it. Kind of makes it sound like someone told you some facts. I don't know, but it seems like in his heart, I touched a nerve.
Who was that politician that said, you might not be racist, but the racists think you're racist? Basically, something to that.
Oh wow, yeah. See, I don't know, but I've never called the guy racist. I don't know if he's racist or not. I don't know him well enough to say that, so I never called him that. But hey,
it doesn't matter. The fact that this is your audience and you don't check them about some shit, and Ryan in particular, again, and that live was down there kind of like cheering these motherfuckers on. That was enough for me right there. So it is what it is.
Right.
So again, I know you got to go. We spent enough time on this shit. I just wanted to give you an opportunity because we've been trying to do this for a while. I was going to come on the show with you and Spencer and just give us the opportunity to talk openly. I mean, that's what podcasts are. It is what it is. I'm glad that we were there and that you weren't standing in that line by yourself and whatever, that we had your back.
It just worked out that way. Worked out that way.
Yeah, I got your back. Solid got your back. Like,
thank you guys.
These new people, I don't know what's wrong with them, man. I'm trying to like just have a good time with the toys and for the most part get along with everybody. And if I don't necessarily get along with you, it doesn't mean that I need to like tear you down or like make videos about you and shit like that. Like, it is what it is. If I don't get along with you, I won't have shit to say about you. But if you're continuously saying shit about me, then I mean, what do you want me to do with that? So
right.
Yeah. Hey, I thought that X-Wing fighter was gonna help us out, bro. What happened with that guy?
Yo, he was like stunned. Like, what the fuck just happened here?
Oh, that shit was funny, dude. I was like, what are you doing? That guy was with the Republic, bro.
Right.
He looked like, oh shit. He was looking for his lightsaber and shit. I was like, what the hell's going on with this guy?
Dude, I felt bad for Kevin from toying around because he was like in the middle of all that shit. He was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, Kevin was like, what is happening right now? But yeah, man. Again, overall, this Comic-Con was wonderful. I had a really good time. Even these moments didn't sour anything for me. No. Like, we still went out, had a good time every night. We didn't like talk about it excessively or anything like that. This is the most that I've talked about it, period. When I saw that they did their live stream and had our faces up there on Saturday, when I got back on Monday, I recorded my video when I came out the airport, but then I sat on it for a few days. I didn't put it up right away. And I got a little short video just kind of directing people to this live stream tonight to say that we were going to talk about it. And that's that, man. Like, it is what it is. I need to be clear though that like we're not cool. It's not all good.
No, there needs to be like like in a future. I hope that there is a future at some point, but there needs to be like, I'm not gonna fucking fall for the same shit again. I'm gonna fucking, I don't know.
Oh yeah, and I would never like do a live stream or go on their show or anything like that. Nothing like that.
No.
That's not happening.
No, it would be they would have to change their behavior on their own and just kind of like see if they actually can do better or not. But if not, it's just gonna be the same shit.
I think the best thing you guys can do, Russ, with the following that you have, the following that A.C.B.A. has, and just everybody in general, I think we just drop it here and forget about these dudes and act like they don't exist, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I hope they understand and they get it. You know what I mean? I don't know what problems or what you guys have had over the past few years, because I haven't been on YouTube and I haven't been actively involved in the toy community, but I would say just completely let it die and let it go there. Never bring it up again. And hopefully, they let it go and we never see them again, or they never walk up to any of you guys again. You know what I mean? And just I would say leave it at that.
They're not going to let
I
it
mean,
go.
I wish it was that. I wish it was that simple, but it's really not. And again, there has to be some accountability. Like the disrespect is too much, man. It's beyond. There's got to be some accountability. It's got to be.
I'll be honest, Boog. I'm so glad I'm not involved, dude, because I think if I was involved, that situation would have been a whole lot different, and it would have been an all-out mess, dude. I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit different when it comes to that. I'm not like you guys. I'm not really restrained in that sense. You know what I mean? I've done time in juvie. Like I've been fucked with before, and I've laid out people, and I've been laid out. You know what I mean? But
I know, and that right there is the thing. Say that's the ticket right there. We talking about quite a few people that never put hands on nobody and never got hands put on them, and they don't understand what it's like in the real world.
Oh, and let me just make this very quick. And Boog, I mean, look, even the people, like if I was like, there are people that weren't in that line that if they were in that line, I don't know. Like there's some, I don't know, there's like some other people in the community that I think like
for sure.
Yeah,
like,
dude. They've
been there,
man.
If I was there with my Jersey guys, I mean,
it would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. For sure.
Look, I don't even want to talk like that. But like, where do you guys want it to go? How do you want this to end? What's the end game for you? That's. I just want y'all to take it to bed with you tonight. Think about it before you make your next live stream. Before you decide to disrespect me or anybody else in my orbit, think about it. Where do you want it to go? All right, let's move on from this. I think P is going to come in. Russ, I know you got to go.
Yeah, I got to run. Hey, thanks for having me on. Thanks for having my back. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Damn.
Shout out to everybody tuning in. And I don't know if there's any super chats or anything, or any questions or anything that's worth reading off there, Rick. But I guess Salah can hang out with us for the next 15 minutes or so until we get out of here. Is there any news after the con that we need to touch on? I mean, I know we had the pre-order for Dragon Man start shipping. I spoke to Brad today. He showed me some pictures of his Dragon Man in hand.
Yep. Yeah, he got his today. We did have some super chats that oddly enough, or thankfully enough, they don't extend the need for you and Short to talk about what you guys were talking about. One of them was from Solid. Can you believe it?
Oh,
you believe that?
Rich.
Yeah, very, very rich, very wealthy man. Says we've been friends for a long time. No matter what happens, it's always shit. It's always when shit goes down that you realize it's got your back. Wow, Solid, what a guy. Thank you for the super chat, Solid, who's here right now.
Yeah,
I'm here right now. Yes, sir. And it's true. It's true, because there was a lot of people in that line, but when you really come down to it, there was two guys. That was it. I personally thought it was a joke because we're at con. It's all love there all the time, dude. Right. People are hugging, high-fiving and shit. And it wasn't until Boog jumped up and said, fuck you. And I was like, this is serious. This is serious. All right. Are we doing this right now? And that's where. But, it really comes down to that.
And in the back of my mind, I was just like, listen, I don't have a problem handling this situation physically, but I do really want to go to the Hasbro panel. I don't want to miss this shit.
Yeah.
Well, true, Boog. We're all fucking old. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. We're old dudes.
Man,
we got families. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, these guys, I mean, they're stupid, but they're not stupid. They know they know that the community at large doesn't fuck with them. They don't get invited anywhere. We don't see them anywhere else but the the in passings at these cons, because they're not welcome anywhere. Nobody fucks with these guys in any real way, shape, or form, because of who they are and how they like to be. And you know what? This is how they like it. They like being these guys. They like
Rick,
being the people.
it's honestly embarrassing, Rick.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for someone like
man.
me. I know people in the community. I know the old Toy Biz guys, and I was hoping to God none of those guys or Jesse wasn't around to see that display.
You know what's funny that
it's
you say
embarrassing,
that
man.
Right after that, Ryan came and joined us on the line. Actually,
yeah. I mean, it's
a shame that he had to see that,
man. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I don't think he saw that.
He
wasn't there yet. He came right after.
Yeah, in their video, they openly admit, like, nobody invites us anywhere. We don't know where the bar is. Like, dog, don't admit that. That's embarrassing. Like, why would you say that? Like, and it's sad. It's sad, and it's a shame that they prefer to live this way, but that's how they like things. That's how they like it. Maybe it's not sad for them. Maybe they love it this way. But we certainly do not, and we have the community at large with us, and everybody knows who we are and our intentions and the people that we are at the end of the day. And I don't think that anybody could say the same for the people on the other side. So that is what it is.
I don't
glad
nobody was there. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want anybody to be hurt. But there's only so much you can take or withstand as a man in terms of disrespect. I mean, what again? I'm just gonna keep asking the same thing. Where do you want it to go? How do you want it to end?
Man, it sucks that they're riding you like that. You know what I mean? It just sucks, man. Because the internet's
I go long stretches without even saying anything. I mean, this guy is like relentless with superimposing me and Russ's face on shit, and like every other day, and it's just like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, what is your major malfunction? Like, it's coming off as homosexual at this point to me. Like, what?
Man,
well, at the end of this day, these guys are fans, and they're fans that didn't get the interaction or the acknowledgement that they wanted, and then they blow up and they act like this. They act like
that's probably a part of it. That's probably a part of it too.
I guess I should be glad I'm irrelevant now, right? I'm not so involved because I don't get none of that. So that's awesome.
They put up APBs on you. There's pictures of you, and they're like, "Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Oh,
does anybody know his name?" Yeah. So if they watch this live, they'll know your name now.
Oh my God!
All right, go ahead. Read those other super chats.
Yeah, we got more super chats to get through to get out of here.
All right.
One from Quammen Taylor. Shout out to Quammen Taylor. Saw you in the chat all night, holding it down. Thank you so much, Quammen Taylor, with an incredibly generous super chat. Says, this has been a long time coming, with years of habitual line stepping. Happy y'all stood up to those bad actors. A.C.B.A. and Shard have been contributing to this community long before these trolls were around, and that's the truth of it. That's the God's honest truth of it, man. Is that we've been around for a long time. Everyone knows who we are. We know everybody, and they know our intentions.
I invented toy photography.
Yeah, he invented it. Come on, guys.
Hey, I'm hoping I get forgot. Like, don't worry about me. I want to be that old man that slides in at Comic-Con, dude, and says what's up here and there. You know what I mean?
He wants to be the old guy that thinks about what you're doing, son.
That's it.
Acting up.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
We got a super chat from Brad Harper. Shout out to Brad Harper. What up, Rumi?
Harper.
Shout out to B Harper. Says, screw the haters. Love you guys. We did good last week. Yeah, it was a great time last week.
Yeah.
We
did good on quite a few levels, actually, in terms of getting all the shit that we needed and, moving and shaking out there.
As far as exclusive goes, it was a surgical strike. I mean, thank God none of us wanted that damn Doc Knock, because that seemed like it would not have been great for us if we did.
But with everything else, we
killed it.
We wanted not.
Yeah. And we got a super chat from Pac Photos. What up, Pac? You weren't there at Comic-Con this year, Pac. That's upsetting to me.
Yeah, we missed Pac at Comic-Con. Hopefully we'll see you at New York, though.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be at New York or at Legions if you end up going there. He says, Boog, you said yuck on the Mafex Punisher. Could you elaborate? And please keep it crispy. And also keep it crispy.
Fucking trash. I actually saw some pictures of it today where I was like, I kind of maybe like the expression on the head sculpt, but then I think the head is shaped kind of funny, and I don't know. I
love it, man.
It could be one of those situations where it turns out like Daredevil and Captain America. Rick, you said that last week too, so
yeah, could be great in hand. I love that he's coming with those guns. That's not something that they were allowed to do apparently previously, but it looks like whatever embargo Marvel had on them using
Yeah,
guns is out
it's
the
been
window.
lifted.
Okay, and then we got another super chat from some sort of kanji. I don't know how to read that. I'm so sorry. I wish I could, but thank you so much for the super chat. Says there's a 3POA shill in the chat. Oh yeah, I've seen a few of them in here trying to be funny, trying to make some sort of joke. Like at the end of the day, something that these guys don't understand, and a lot of people in comments too, like, you can only joke with your friends, right? Like, that like if it's not your friend, like, jokes
Yeah,
mean something to somebody that's not
don't
a
hit
friend
the
of yours. Yeah, it's not a joke if it's a friend, it's an insult. Why would I take something as a joke when I don't know you? I don't know. There's a line, and I hope people realize that line at some point soon. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. And oh my god, we have a Marvel Legends OG Century Productions himself
Oh, shout out to
with a
Spence.
super chat. Says,
Yeah, we missed you this year too, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was
didn't
hoping to
see
see
Spencer.
that
Yeah.
kid, man.
Yeah, I did not see him. That's crazy. He didn't stop by this year. Says love you guys. MLC forever. That's that shit, man. MLC was the OG. Nice to hear from Solid. He says, you see that, Solid? He remembers you.
Yeah, I hope we could.
How could that kid forget? He was doing a review in my room back in the day, and I'll never forget. Russ like walked right by his head and cut a huge fart while he was doing a live review. Ripped it, dude. We're in my room. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? It's like the second time I've met Chartemis, and he's comfortable enough to rip ass.
I had in a video maybe a few months ago. I had took a little piece of. I think that was Comic-Con in 2010 or 2011. The last time that we was all together, it was me, you, Solid, DRA Nightmare, Sentry,
Ryan Riot.
Ryan Riot was there. Yeah. Like, hopefully, maybe next year we could recreate that. But yeah, that was one of the best years for sure too.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else you got, Rick? Anything else?
That was all the super chats that we had. There really was no news. Very calm the weekend or the week, I guess, after Comic-Con. So I guess we could just end it off. Come back next week stronger and not acknowledging these human pieces of waste.
Cool.
Hey, did Boog touch base on Hasbro just killing us right after con with like $3,000 worth of drops?
That was insane, huh?
Well, I didn't really get into the G.I. Joe stuff, but yeah, I did talk about the fact that Dragon Man charged. So yeah, that was kind of nasty on Hasbro's part.
Yeah, I remembered that when we were at the breakfast, I'd asked them like, "Hey, when is it going to charge?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it should be first week of August." And then and then they charged on Monday, and I was like, "Ah, I guess this is technically the first week of August."
Yeah, I got Brad's text review, and he said that the figures overall is really, really nice, but he wishes the tail was more functional and that the head and neck articulation was a little better, which is pretty much the same thing.
That's what we thought in hand too. And counterculture, I did not see your super chat. Feel free to type it again, and I'll read it. Whether you hate us or love us, I guess I'll read it. But I didn't see it. I scrolled back. I don't see it. We got a super chat for Taco Boy. Shout out to Taco Boy, another short time roomie, but he was one this past weekend. Says, super nice to meet you this year, Boog. Looking forward to next year. Hell yeah, Taco.
Yeah,
the line general himself, man.
Yeah, I think I shouted him out again. I gotta write down everybody that I saw and interacted with this past weekend and give you a proper shout out. But all right, we getting up out of here. P has been here in astral form, holding it down for us.
Yeah,
and,
hard at work, but still here behind the scenes and making sure that everything's running right. Shout out to Dan who's been active in the comments the entire show.
Shout out to Dan Who.
Yeah, he's got his review up.
He's been another one that they been attacking for no fucking reason too. So shout out to Dan.
Yeah. It's anybody's gonna get it as long as it gets them a view, it gets them a super chat, some sort of financial gain in it. They're in. Sold.
I'm pretty sure Dan got a Dragon Man too. I feel like I saw a post.
Yeah, he said his review is up.
Oh, nice. Okay, all right.
Review's up, so go watch Dan Who's review if you want to get the deets on it. Okay, here we go. He said Encounter Culture says that his super chat was that it was cool running into Boog at the post office. Oh shit!
Shit! You know what? When we were talking about other people, I was about to mention that too. I was like, damn, I ran into somebody. I couldn't remember who it was exactly, but I told y'all the story that I ran into somebody when I was packing up shit to send back, Okay, that was counterculture. All right,
Dude,
shout out
how
to you,
crazy
man.
must that be? How crazy must that be to just like run into a random YouTuber you watch
I
that
was
doesn't live anywhere near
looking
you
crazy. I was
at a
over
post office?
sweating my ass off,
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to like, pack things tight and not use the hugest boxes. The shipping was crazy this year, bro. Crazy.
Yeah.
The
I
stuff
don't know
that
how
I
you
sent
did that.
back totaled $430. Crazy.
Yeah, that is unreal. But shout out to Encounter Culture. He told us the whole story about how he was looking disheveled with 100 packages, and you hit him up and you told him you watched the show and whatnot. So that was crazy. What an insane coincidence.
Yeah.
We
Shout
got
out.
another last minute super chat with no message from Dark Multiverse 24/7. I saw him in the chat all night.
I think I saw him
so-
comment on the on my other video too. So shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to you whether there was a message or not. Thank you for being so active in the chat all night. Anybody, even if you hate us, like it really helps a lot. I'm sure you think that it doesn't,
Yeah.
making some sort of joke at any of our expense, but
Mhm.
you only help when you do it. So I guess we'll take it, whether you hate us or not. Yeah, thank you guys so much for everybody that was active in the chat tonight.
Yeah, anti crossover event. So even when y'all come over here hating and being disrespectful and shit like that, you still put a view on the channel. So
Yeah, having that activity makes it so that our channel goes out to more people. It gets recommended more. You're doing a lot more good for us than you think. But
doing the Lord's work.
we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, doing the Lord's work.
Okay, so yeah, good talk. We'll be back next week with a normal show. I do believe that the return of Fabster is imminent. We talked about this at Comic-Con. So I think we will be 4-man strong again soon and back to regular shows, the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. But I think that David will be joining us next week when we talk actual news and talk about all the things that we bought and who's getting kicked out of the house for buying some of the things that they bought.
Oh my god.
Hey, on a good note, keep me down as the substitute teacher, right? Somebody calls in sick, call me.
No doubt.
Go.
All right, I'm
the
only
sub.
popping in once a year, bro. Once a
So
year.
it was wonderful seeing you this weekend, man. It was wonderful seeing the kids, man. We hung out like
Definitely.
every night, so that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. That was
We
great.
did
It
get
brought
one
back
last
a lot
super
of
chat.
memories.
We did get one last super chat from Michael Wisman. Shout out to Mike Wiz.
Oh my God! Shout out to Michael Wisman, man. We did a side mission on the last day, and drove out to L.A. County. I don't know. We went to
Frank and Sons. Yeah, went to
and
Frank's.
Wisman was there with who was he there with, Rick?
Josh.
With Josh, yes.
Yeah, with Josh. Yep.
And Wisman was so hospitable and just how I knew he would be in person. But it was actually my first time hugging Michael Wisman and seeing him in person, and he was just the best, man. I love you so much, Mike. He was
Shout out to Mike. What a fucking guy. Much love to Mike. Sonic Rockman X says he can't send a super chat, but wanted to say much love. Yeah, thank you, Sonic Rockman X, who reached out to me for the live we were doing with Kevin. That was a great time. If you guys want a good live, watch the podcast Poncho did last week while we were indisposed, or Kevin's live stream. That was an awesome time too.
Yeah, Mike
thank you guys
took us on a side mission within the side mission to a little shop that was like some Japanese
yeah, they're big. They're big. They're
here.
big in the West Coast. I hear that they're not that big in the East Coast. They're called Daiso.
Yes.
Did you buy a lot of props? What'd you buy?
Well, I did purchase a few things, and then Mike pretended like he was going to purchase something for himself, and then bought me and Brad a bunch. Like we bought out all of the props out of the store, basically. And then we went to In-N-Out. I had my first In-N-Out burger, a double. I had 2 double doubles. I took one to go, and Mike bought me an In-N-Out shirt from there too that I've already worn like 2 times. Very, very, very good, man. Wow.
Oh man,
that's pretty good. All right, my daughter.
So what's up, Dad? You still got that burger with you? Did you pack it or ship it?
I ate that when I got back to the room.
He doubled up. He doubled up. Everybody does. You know, they're a little bit small, so.
In-N-Out. It's pretty good. East Coast.
Right on.
There you go. All right, Poncho, if you're there, take us the hell out of here.
Thank you for hanging out. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell down there for notifications. And listen, man, peace and love. Goodbye.
Peace.
Hey, I'll see you guys in another year. Bye.
Wow, that brownie was pretty good. Good taste.